excuse the background, because I'm a mama, and sometimes the only quiet place is on the way back from a grocery pickup in the car. But I'm gonna try to do this without getting super emotional. But I just wanted to tell you what this morning meant to me and my family. And I was just gonna send an email, but I don't think that conveys the love and appreciation that I have. So God has definitely called me in this season of my life to live with open-handed faith, where nothing is off limits and everything is given to God for Him to do what He wants with it. Kids, finances, health, life, mind, soul, body, all of it. And my walk's in a different place than it could have ever been had the things in my life over the last several years not played out the way they did. And I will be forever grateful. I can sit in that gratefulness at this point in my life to say, if it took all of that to have this place with God, then every single tear and every single hard thing was worth it. Been keeping a blessing book, and even the tiniest blessings I write down in a book, and I really just ask God to just have me have open-handed faith and be able to be a blessing to other people in whatever way that He would give that, to let me help spread the message of who He really is and the love story that He is. So last week we were going to go get our groceries, and there's been several instances over the last month, but this one in particular, there was a family that had a young boy who was sitting out in front of the grocery store, and they couldn't make rent, and they were holding up their sign that was homemade and just asking for money for rent. And God was like, give towards their rent. And I explained to God, and there was like $108 in our checking account, and I hadn't paid, I didn't know how I was going to pay my rent that was coming out of the checking account in like 8 days, and gas, and I explained to him all the things. It didn't change his mind. He just said that to do it. I explained to him that I had to pay my attorney $500 in the next 3 days or she dropped my case, and then I would have to find a whole new retainer. Anyways, it was all drama, and God just said, just be obedient in what I've asked you to do. So I parked the car with my girls, and I asked them to get out with me, and we walked over to where this man and this woman and this child were sitting holding their sign. And every time someone would give them money towards their rent, they were marking out how much they still had. And she was explaining to me that if they didn't make rent, that she couldn't enroll her little boy in school because you had to have an address for him to be able to go to the school, and that was the only way that he was going to be able to eat the free meals from the school twice a day. And I took almost every dime that was left in my checking account, and I tried. It wasn't enough to cover their rent, and I kept telling God I didn't have enough, and He didn't ask me to have enough. He just asked me for obedience, and I gave it to this family in hopes that God would send whoever else behind me to finish the miracle with them. And then I just prayed with them that God would take care of their physical needs and their spiritual needs. And they were super grateful, and there were lots of tears, and I had to rest in the fact that there was not really any money in the checking account anymore, and for anything. And how are we going to make it? And then how is it going to pay the attorney? How is everything going to work out? And the next day I opened the mailbox, and somebody anonymously sent me the money that I needed to pay my attorney, which was far more than I had given that family. And then today at church, you guys blessed my family, and I'll be able to bless more people. I know that it won't always be this place, and that there will be a place in my life that God is taking me to where I will be able to bless other people. But in this journey, in this open-handed faith where I give everything to God, you have been so faithful to walk this journey with me and to see what God will do on the other side of all of this story. And I just want to tell you that this week, that you were a fulfillment of a promise from God to me, that He would take care of us if I just did what He asked me to do. And so thank you for blessing my family this week. I love you guys. I love your heart, and I love this church. Thank you.